Today is May 24th, so a horrible day starting from Snapchat, right? Well, Snapchat after market hour yesterday, in case you didn't aware, 1 month ago they report earnings saying that their revenues guidance are not bad, so that's why we added some long-term investment in Snapchat. But yesterday after hours, they actually said in the past 4 weeks their growth actually slowed down quite a bit. So what happened is, in the Q2 Q3 earnings, most likely the Q2 revenue will be at the lower end of their guidance, and Snapchat just down really heavily. Right now it's down to about 43%, very crazy. I just stopped loss because usually for cases like this, it's really hard to tell where is the bottom. Usually you have to wait for 2-3 days, and if Snapchat cannot provide more certainty to the market, this thing will keep dropping. Who knows how low? $10, $8. And this can be a systematic issue, guys. If Snapchat's slowing down, that means it's not a management problem. Let's get back. It's not a management problem. Watch SPY pushing. Reclaim the 392.5 support. It's been flagging on a 50-minute chart whole day. Same thing with QQQ, and watch, we'll talk about biotech. I still have Zoom and JP Morgan weekly. JP Morgan weekly right now is green, Zoom down about 25%. Had a nice trade on TDD because all the advertisement names earlier today were dropping, right? So at opening we just do a TDD put, make a decent 50% and get out. Since the market seems like it's holding up right now. So come back to the topic. This Snapchat revenue lowered the guidance is not because the management has a problem or they have execution problem. This says because the economy has deteriorated so much that they think their growth is slowing down. It's not competition too. Though they haven't provided a lot of details, but basically that's what they answer right now. And of course, investors shoot first and think later, right? So Snapchat is down heavily. And that happened to Snapchat because of the macro environment in the past 4 weeks. The same thing could happen to Google, can happen to TDD, Roku, all those names, Facebook, right? They're all down heavily today. And that's why we make some money on TDD day trading today, right? And on our long-term investment, because ads has been a lower risk sector, and that's why we have been pretty heavy on it on top of the shipping, in case you're not aware of, because those sectors are less likely to get affected by the inflation, not going to be affected by the logistic challenge we have been seeing on the global supply chain, right? And also are less likely to be affected by some other geopolitical issues. Even though we have been seeing Google lower the revenue guidance last quarter because of the Ukraine war, but it's not as massive as Snapchat today. So that's why on top of shipping, we have been putting money in that sector, but probably it's not going to work out right now, right? Google down so much, almost at our $2,000 target. But with the Snapchat update today, I might not add Google at 2,000 anymore. I think the market could continue to go down. But we need some more earning calls in more details, which is coming up in June/July. So probably still a month away from those earning calls from Facebook, Google, etc. So I guess I'll be waiting for now, unless like SPY, QQQ can, reclaim the key support.
Taking a peek at the volume for the day.
Nice push. So let's take a look at SPY, right? So nice push on JP Morgan too. So SPY right now down quite a bit. Yesterday we talked about we're sitting on our hand, holding on not to do swing trading. Right decision, right? Snapchat just blow out last night. So right now SPY is holding the lows, not breaking this 385, 380 levels. So that's good for now. Waiting for the FOMC meeting minute tomorrow. Could be a relief rally to reclaim 400 or gap up, or the next leg down. Can be either way. We just don't know. So holding off on swing trading, except our 5-star on Zing. Right, look at this guy. Thursday we'll know the spot rate on the container shipping, so I'm still holding. I'm expecting 1 or 2 weeks later we should see Shanghai reopening effects start kicking, and yesterday we talked about it, right? A lot of China reopening names are actually crawling back up, but the problem is the more Shanghai friends I ping, the more they tell me they're actually not being reopened. They're still staying at home, not allowed to go out. So I think just some factories opened, start to produce products. We see the air pollution in Shanghai start to pick back up, but still not as high as before when China was fully open. So maybe that's the other reason we're seeing the container shipping rate still not crawling back from the low even in this bullish season. So but yeah, Zim is breaking out, but very likely it's because of the $3 per share dividends. It's going to be active on Thursday, so probably after Thursday or Friday, we're probably going to see a pullback. Yeah, it's just kind of like a high level what's going on the market today. Snapchat is really the biggest thing. It's very concerning, right? Target blowout, Walmart blowout, Snapchat blowout in about past 4 weeks. In the past 2-3 months, you have seen Netflix blowout, Facebook blowout, Google blowout, Amazon big blowout, giving a lot of red light to the market. So based on all these fundamental macroeconomic numbers, I still think unemployment rate is very low chances of having a recession. But JP Morgan gave really good guidance yesterday, right? So still a lot of mixed signal. I still think the market could go down further to the downside, but let's see what Federal Reserve says. I feel like we won't get any answer tomorrow. Still more uncertainty. Again, we need to watch the economy to decide what we're gonna do. But market doesn't like uncertainty, so if an uncertainty like that, probably is next leg down instead of going up. Okay. Same thing with Nasdaq QQQ, right? Holding the low but very choppy, still bear flagging downtrend in tech. We still could see a next leg down on Nasdaq and SPY. But with Snapchat news like this, market is still holding up, even though not into the green, of course. I think that's a bullish sign. With fixed right now, it's going to close below 30. JP Morgan Zoom actually has a pretty good earning. We have some small size day trading, trying to see how it goes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Last and the most, let's take a look at TNX. And this is the other signal. I think the market might start to have a relief rally, right? TNX is actually continues to stay below 30 and it's actually breaking down. And we actually have kind of like a hedging trade, swing trading on wheat, small size. Right now it's down about 40% because of wheat. And along with many other commodities like crude oils are pulling back right now, so TNX is actually staying lower. Yeah, let's see how things goes. One thing that's holding out on commodities side, if it start to go back down, it will further bring down the inflation and natural and the 10-year yield is the natural gas, guys. This natural gas flagging up because Poland actually cut down the 30-year contract with Russia yesterday. So that just make natural gas another gap up. We actually have a GLNG earnings, natural gas shipper coming up. So yeah, I might do some lotto on Thursday or Wednesday after FOMC. Earnings, I believe Thursday at pre-market. Yes, so we have to do through a lotto tomorrow. Expecting the pop, and usually when revenue growth guidance better, this GLNG has a tendency to continue to go up, so keep an eye on this one. The other one we mentioned before on Zoom Live is FLNG. Pretty much the same chart, breaking now, range bound like SBLK, the dry bulk shipping, ready for the next fundamental change to break out. Speaking of natural gas shipping, guys, back to Zim. Zim actually acquired a bunch of liquefied natural gas shipping ships. So yeah, once those are online, it will continue to improve Zim's revenues, and yeah, I definitely think Zim actually has more upside to come. Yeah, that's it. Shorter video. I hope this helped, and yeah, any question, feel free to reach out on Discord, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow.